Acho.
You are great, yes, you are Holy One. Walked upon the sea, raised the dead, reign in majesty, mighty God. Everything written about you is great. You are great, yes, you are Holy One. Walked upon the sea, raised the dead. You reign in majesty, mighty God. Everything written about you is great. You are great. You are great. You are great. Oh yeah. Say you are great. Say you are great. Everything. You are great. You are great. Oh, you are great. You are. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Say you are great. You are. Worship you today. Hey, everything.
We welcome members of the procession, Dean Faculty of Education, Dean Faculty Science, Innovation and Technology. You are most welcome. We also recognize Dean Faculty of Business Science and Management Science, Science and Technology. Our Chancellor, Dr. Hussein Garuga. Thank you, thank you. That's the Chancellor's profession taking their seat. Thank you. We shall keep standing for the anthems as the culture group. Thank you very much for the work well done. We can give them a very big hand of applause. Thank you, the culture group. Entertainment. Right now, I want to request the university choir to lead us in the anthems, and we shall start with the national anthem, East African anthem, and then the university anthem. Thank you. Let's give a big hand of applause to our university choir for having led us through, as it is enshrined in our motto, for God and my country. I want to request that as we are standing, we request to have an opening prayer for this function.
Almighty God, our Creator, our Redeemer, our Savior and loving Father, we worship you, we adore you, we raise your name above all other names. We want to thank you for this day, which we celebrate for the graduation of the sons and the daughters of this nation. We thank you for safe arrival of all the guests around, especially our guest of honor, for the parents of the graduates, for the staff from Kiro Foundation, and for this new day, which we can't take for granted. And now, as we assemble here for this occasion, we humbly ask you, loving Father, to come and be with us. We know your presence is always with us. and I want to commit into your hands the whole of this function program, that everything will be under your control. We pray all this through the powerful name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Amen. Let's give a big hand clap for that prayer. And let's give a big hand clap to God for this function. May you please take your seats. Our Chancellor, to make a very serious proclamation by constituting this congregation. Thank you, Chancellor.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I constitute this assembly the congregation of Valley University of Science and Technology, constituted for the purpose of awarding and conferring diplomas and degrees of Valley University of Science and Technology.
For having allowed us now to continue. Now that he has legally constituted us as a congregation, we are free to continue with all the other operations that we have. Allow me, Chancellor, before we continue, to recognize the presence of Dr. Reverend Alex Kagume, who is seated with us. May you please wait for us all community. I want also on this occasion of the second graduation ceremony held on 11th March 2022, the foundation body, the Board of Trustees, Chancellors, University Council, management staff, and students of Valley University of Science and Technology enthusiastically congratulate our students. Upon completion, you could have encountered some challenges, but your courage, determination, and zeal to do whatever was required of you enabled you to successfully finish your academic program. And to the entire Bushenyi community and all the well-wishers and the district that gave us their children to train at this university, we are exceedingly humbled by your trust in us, and we thank you so much. Our beloved graduates, as you go out to the field, we work hard to satisfy society needs through selfless service to society. We remind you to continue espousing the Valley University values. At this point, we are going to hear our speeches, and we shall start with the Vice Chancellor. Then he will be followed by the Chairperson, University Council. We shall have the Chairperson, Board of Trustees. We shall end with the guest of honor, the Chancellor, as we wait for the guest of honor. Without wasting time, I want to request our Vice Chancellor to give a speech. Thank you.
Our guest of honor today, Ministers, Ifene, Members of Parliament, Senior Presidential Advisor, Foundation Body, Members of Board of Trustees, Chancellor, Valley University of Science and Technology, Dr. Msingu Garga, Government Ministries, Representatives, Executive Director, National Council for Higher Education, Council members, Valley University of Science and Technology, management and staff, university alumni, graduates, media fraternity, students community, and ladies and gentlemen. It is of great honor for us at Valley University of Science and Technology to receive our distinguished guests, all of you in your capacities, to this second graduation. you are indeed most welcome. The university is grateful, Almighty God, who has made it possible for all of you to arrive safely, and your willingness to honor our invitation to this graduation. The decision to invite all of you in your respective capacities was influenced by your patriotism, vigor and love for this country, and indeed Bushenyi district. And in addition to what you have done so far for our country, especially in fighting corruption. Guest of honor, allow me to welcome the Chancellor, Dr. Msimus Garuga, the Chairperson Council, Professor William Chamanjere, Council members, and all the invited guests in your respective capacities, and by no means the parents. Guest of honor, Dr. Msimus Garuga is not only the Chancellor for this university, but he has an organization which sponsors a number of students in this university. He has done a lot for this university, and is no doubt the foundation and the pair of this university. It is at this gesture that the university prays to you and the government of Uganda to consider ways and means of supporting this institution where possible through a grant or physical assets like a bus or library books or computers to advance university education. I also appeal to you, distinguished guests, to emulate Dr. Msimus Garuga and contribute towards the development of this university project. We would like to develop an active university where students are proud of it and where they will be able to engage in related education activities like field trips and games. That is why we are emphasizing the donation of a university bus as a key contributor to the development of this university. This will be of great honor to the university and the people of Bushenyi. The university at the same time is grateful to National Council for Higher Education and the Ministry of Education and Sports for all what they have done to support the growth and development of this university. I am grateful to parents who chose and supported the education of their children in this university, including those who are graduating today. Through you, guest of honor, I'm grateful to Senate, academic registrar, faculty deans, all members of academic and administration staff who worked tirelessly during COVID-19 pandemic. It was not easy because we had to retrain. We had to go back to school to learn how to teach on the line, and we did it. Thank you very much, members of staff. Guest of honor, this is a young upcoming community-founded university, which was licensed in 2015 by National Council for Higher Education, as required by Universities and Other Tertiary Institutions Act 2003 amended. It first admitted the first set of 50 students in January 2016, offering courses in agribusiness, education, information technology, and business administration at diploma and degree courses. Guest of honor, allow me to inform you that you are providing over, guest of honor and chancellor, allow me to inform you that you are providing over the university's second graduation of 147 graduates, of which is 50% increment of those who graduated in 2020. The university did not organize graduation in 2021 because of COVID pandemic. Since its establishment in 2015, the student population has increased from 50 to 439. Of these 215, 49% are females, 222 are males, represent 51%. They are almost equal. I hope the number of women, since there are more in Uganda, they will succeed that one of men. The numbers are still few because the university offers a few courses, namely Bachelor and Diploma in Education, Agribusiness, Information Technology, and Business Administration. Next academic year, starting in August, we shall be introducing new programs, including postgraduate studies. Staffing. The university has greatly improved in staffing because majority of 35 members of staff are full-time, with 4 PhDs and 1 professor. This is a great improvement compared to when the university held its first graduation in 2022. Guest of honor, Chancellor, and distinguished guests, dignitaries, today is a very special day because it is not only the day which marks the end of the year-long academic journey of Valley University of Science and Technology, but also a day we can celebrate having gone through our successful COVID pandemic without anyone infected by the virus on our campus directly, although we had some relatives and friends who lost their dear ones. May their Almighty may their souls rest in peace. It was really a very difficult period when we had spent and put resources together, using new mode of teaching and learning, faced with numerous challenges. However, some of these graduates of today managed to come out as winners and are here today ready to receive their certificates as a reward of their resilience and hard work. Clap for yourselves. I'm sincerely thankful to all of you members of staff, some of you who learned how to teach online for the first time. It was a challenge for students and parents because of lack of internet and related gadgets, especially laptops and smartphones. But where there is a will, there was a way, and we succeeded. Parents, I should inform you that it is a requirement in universities that when you send universities to students, make sure that you buy them a laptop or a smartphone. It is one of the requirements which facilitates learning. And when you send them to learn. So they cannot learn without the required tools, laptops and smartphones. Our university, like many others world over, went through tough days together, full of anxiety, fear of the unknown, a season to learn new innovations of for education, but very united and caring for each other in order to survive within the educational paradigm shift. I'm personally very proud of you staff, parents, and students for having sailed through that trying time. I would like to congratulate all students and their families for their hard work and intensive study here at Valley University of Science and Technology. All of you can be proud that you have adhered to the values of university education, namely gaining university education, which provides substantive personal benefits, including specific skills, capabilities, social networks that may be beneficial throughout life in terms of additional life earnings. Different behavior reaction in different societies is very evident, and any institution that does not respond by adopting ICT support it in its business will cease to survive. However, in far too many ways, you have seen how fragile our world is and how so fast, even the simplest thing like hugging friends vanished. So things can change within a short time. There's no greeting, shaking hands, there's no hugging, hanging, There's no sharing of spoons and forks. So, sharing of drinks. I don't know what happened to those who take marijuana. This trying moment affects all of us, but it comes at a particular formative moment in your lives. Allow me, specifically, guest of honor and chancellor, to thank our dear parents, guardians, and sponsors who have selfishly financed your studies to this level. They sacrificed a lot, gave you good future, and deserve to be appreciated. Please join me in appreciating our gratitude for their enormous sacrifices. Clap for the parents. Graduates have trained you to be critical thinkers, ready to face the job market, but also to be resilient entrepreneurs. To be entrepreneurs, go out and create jobs rather than become job seekers. The country is yearning for you. According to Sebeka, Adams and Headstrong, 1976, you have to appreciate approaches of value of education, which include inculcation, moral development, analysis, values clarification, and action learning. You have attained value education, which has taught you universal values, like moral values, patience, and honesty, etc. The purpose of value education is the development of personality. You will have to develop in all dimensions so that you serve the nation more throughout your life. Do not get this degree or diploma and then relax and call it the end of the day. You will need development of good manners and responsibility towards citizenship. The way of thinking and living should be developing at the democratic level. And the spiritual aspects, development of good manners and responsibility towards citizenship. Have self-perspective. It is important that you believe in yourself and the potential you have, perspective, where you look at challenges as growth and opportunities. Turn challenges into growth and opportunities. Be prepared. Plan, then you are planning to fail, which is dangerous. We want you to succeed. Be perspective. Stop theorizing only, but take action. Stop theorizing, take action. Start doing even though not getting it perfect as it would be when you start. The more you take action, the more results you expect to be output. So many successful people have to work harder than others, and be what they are today. Be persistent. It is in life, never give up. Irrespective of all the challenges and problems you may face, persistence is the key to achieving the goals in your life. Just do not give up even when times are so hard, like what you had in COVID-19 era. Persistence overcomes all the resistance ahead of you, and it is the reason that today you will be conferred a degree or certificates you worked hard to attain. Dear graduates, against guest of honor and chancellor, I want to call upon these graduates to be proud that today you will be attaining your transcripts and certificates. I wish all the graduates the best of their ceremonies and welcome you to the Valley University of Science and Technology alumni. I want you to form a strong alumni which will always make university successful, which you will always be proud of. Finally, I thank and give praise to God, the Lord, who has enabled us to prepare and successfully and conclude this ceremony. I wish all of you a happy stay with us today for education, for self-reliance, and for God and my country. Dr. Enos Rwashema, Vice Chancellor. Thank you very much.
Our Vice Chancellor, I want to request that we give him another big hand of applause as we receive his words of wisdom. At this juncture, allow me to invite our Chairperson, University Council, to give a word.
Members of Parliament present, members of the Mukaira Foundation, members of the Board of Trustees, the Chancellor, Valley University of Science and Technology, Dr. James Musinguzi Karuga, the University Council members, the Vice Chancellor and management of the university, the graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me pleasure to welcome you, our guests, to this second graduation ceremony of our university. I would like to welcome in a special way the graduates to this ceremony. They are the reason we are here. The University Council, for which I'm privileged to chair, is the policy-making organ of the university. The members of the University Council are not here to make policy, but to celebrate with you, with the Chancellor and the university management, and the academic staff and graduates on this occasion of the second graduation. Therefore, I wish to congratulate the university management, staff, and the graduates for this achievement. Let me first address the graduates. Education is being challenged out there. And you people who have just achieved this education, you need to take care of it. Many people will tell you that with me I'm not educated, but I'm successful. Other people will tell you that of all the education I attained, there's nothing I'm using right now. I don't know where those words are coming from among the people of Uganda. I'm wondering, if you are traveling along a road, do you ever think that some educated person designed that road and constructed it? Do you ever think about the size of clothes that you put on? When you go to buy a pair of shoes, do you know your size? Isn't that education? When you count your money, 1 + 1, or millions plus millions, isn't that education? So, we the educated, you the graduates of this university, you need to defend education. I know the parents paid a lot of money, and maybe some of the children, when you are growing up, you don't know that it's painful for them. But they sacrifice and ensure that you go to school. If you think education is expensive, then try ignorance. You need to think about that. If you weren't educated, do you think you would be where you are? You could ask that among yourselves and among your peers, and then you see where you are right now. Secondly, on behalf of the University Council, I would like to express our gratitude and thanks to our Chancellor, Dr. James Musinguzi Karuga, for his moral support and generous contributions to this university. Dr. Musinguzi contributed 100 million shillings as seed funding to this university when it was starting in 2016. Through the Kanungu Development Agency, he has offered scholarships to 102 students to study various degree and diploma courses at this university. The scholarships are valued at Uganda shillings 202 million shillings. Dr. Musinguzi has gone further and donated 30 computers, a photocopier, textbooks valued at 60 million shillings. The donations and scholarships have gone a long way to strengthening the university and its programs, and have ensured its progress and development. We cannot thank Dr. Musinguzi enough. This year, the Mukaira Foundation made a proposal to the University Management and Council for the university to recognize Dr. Musinguzi in a special way. All the university organs agreed with the Mukaira Foundation on this proposal. The university recognizes the generous contributions which have come with a personal, typical Garuga touch of building societies and the nation Uganda. Therefore, the Mukaira Foundation, the University Council and Management have unanimously agreed that the main university building be named the Dr. James Musinguzi Garuga building. That building over there. The university would have loved to carry out the baptism ceremony today, but it is not on today's program. Secondly, the university would like to have a befitting ceremony for the occasion. Therefore, the university would like to request Dr. Musinguzi to come back on another date for the occasion of the Dr. James Musinguzi Garuga building. Thank you very much, our Chancellor, and thank you very much for listening.
Speech given by the Chairperson, University Council. At this moment, allow me to welcome and recognize the presence of Honorable Michael Mawanda, Member of Parliament for Igara East. Wait for us. Invite Honorable Mary Karoro Krut to give her speech as the Chairperson, Board of Trustees, as our different members are coming to speak to us. We continue to congratulate our graduates for this milestone achievement that you have made.
Just the microphone further, because God did not give me a lot of height. But I thank Him for what He gave me. The guest of honor, members of Parliament present, they have recognized my brother, Honorable Michael Mawanda of Igara East. Please stand up and let's give him a round of applause. Thank you for coming. There are also former members of Parliament, my very, very close sister, Honorable Winnie Tiza. Can you please stand up for recognition? Thank you for keeping with us. Members of the Mukaira Foundation, members Board of Trustees, and our Chancellor, Dr. James Musinguzi Garuga, the University Council members, the Vice Chancellor and Management of the University, the graduates, media fraternity, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let us first of all give a hand of applause to God for this occasion. Because for this university to be celebrating, to be holding this ceremony, in spite of the challenges, it is the hand of God that has been upon us, and we thank God. Secondly, I want us to appreciate our pillars, the pillars of this university, the founders, Mzee Mukaira, Mama Joy, and the rest of the Mukaira Foundation members. Please, let's give them a round of applause. Mzee Mukaira, for you to have got this vision, an idea begins with a single person. It begins with an individual. It may grow into fruition, or it may wither and die. Your idea has not died. It has grown into fruition, and this is why we are having this second graduation ceremony. Last time when we were here, I said that Mzee Mukira should be given an honorary degree. We should be addressing him as Dr. Mukira. He deserves it. Absolutely. To have set up this institution. See how far it has come. It is not something that we take for granted. Thank you, Mzee, and may God reward you accordingly. There is a saying that when you see some people who have achieved a lot, it is because they stood on the shoulders of giants. Mzee Mukira, yours are the shoulders that many great people have stood upon to become what they are. Thank you very, very much. Your footsteps are very visible in education and in all walks of life. I want to thank Mama Joy. Please give Mrs. Mukira and Joy a hand of applause. You know, I don't want to say that there's this tired saying that beside every successful man is no. Me, I want to change it. I want to change it. She has been in front of you. She has been beside you. She has been behind you. And she has been on top of you on the head. You have walked together. And Joy, may God bless you abundantly. If you had not been here, I don't think you would be here. Thank you so, so much. I want to thank the board. I want to thank our brother, Dr. Musigu Zigaruga. Please, clap for him. Fantastic man, in all ways. Thank you so, so much. And last but not least, I want to thank President Museveni and the NRM government. Whether you agree with me or not, it is a fact that if this conducive atmosphere, this liberalization of education, if it had not taken place, all these things that we are witnessing here would not be there. And I want to implore my brothers and sisters that whatever political theory we believe in, whatever political party we believe in and we follow, let us give credit where it is due. And therefore I want to request you, please, let us give a round of applause to President Museveni and the NRM government for this conducive atmosphere. How many universities do we have, for instance, in Ushenyi now? There is Kampala International University. The other day it was rated second best in the whole country. This very university got a very, very good place after just a few years. And all this is because of the conducive atmosphere. So congratulations once more. I want to thank the graduates. You know, sometimes for us who have been former politicians, or incidentally, somebody has whispered that our honored Mr. Chris Wakatis is here, presidential advisor. I hadn't seen him. Mr. Wakatis, are you here? Please give him a round of applause. We thank you for coming and we appreciate you. And we will always imbibe from your knowledge that you so willingly give to mankind. I want to turn to the graduates. Graduates, congratulations. Please clap for your parents and guardians for the great work they have done. Thank you for being resilient, because during the COVID time, it was not easy. Thank you for hearkening to your lecturers. Our people say that a goat looks like the ant hill it rubs itself against. Mwemuzi eshana nechikungu chekwekusa. Please, when you go out there, emulate the good practices of what you have learned here. When you go out there, do not become a missed call. Never become a missed call. Make sure that you are relevant in your communities. Make sure your relevance is felt because you have got it from here. And wear the badge of this university with pride because it has made you. The teacher, the lecturer opens the door for you, but it is you who must enter, and you have entered the lecture room and come out with flying colors. So go out there, please wear the badge of this university with honor and pride because you deserve it. And lastly, while out there, nobody is going to ask you, unless you are looking for a job, nobody is going to ask you what class you got, whether it is first class or second class, or what we used to call gentleman's class at university. But people will look at the way you carry yourself. People will judge you according to your behavior. And that degree of life matters a lot. How do you carry yourself? Are you respectful? Do you respect yourself? That is one of the most important degrees in life. May God bless you. Thank you, parents. Thank you, parents and guardians. Thank you, everybody who has supported this university. Somebody was saying that they thought I wouldn't come. If I didn't support this university, which is worth supporting, it means that I don't know what I want in life. And I know what I want in life. There's no way I cannot support this university because it is doing a lot, not just for our community, but for the entire country. May God bless you abundantly, and congratulations once more. I do not think I am wearing the right shoes to invite our honored brother, Dr. Musims. I think somebody else will do it. Thank you very much, and may God bless you once again.
Thank you so much. A big. On a special note, I want to recognize the presence of Mr. Robert Korotaro, who is with us. You could wave for the audience. He's right there. I want to repeat the introduction of Mr. Chris Rwakasisi. I'm also delighted. I want to take this honor to recognize Mzee Eliabu Tuliomuvinji. Thank you very much for coming to honor this occasion, a businessman. And then to stand up for recognition, we recognize your presence and partnering with education at Valley University of Science and Technology. It isn't my duty, but I'll give it to myself to recognize my boss, Madam Miss Esther Jimadu, the academic, to celebrate the effort of our mama for the work she has done and coordinated all which we wouldn't really be shining. I also want to recognize the Dean, Faculty of Education, Dr. Zarirwehi Jackson, Dr. Mramuzi Innocent, please. Faculty Business Management Science, thank you for being there. And Miss Judith, Faculty of Science, Innovation and Technology. Your effort has helped us to reach this far, and I'm delighted to introduce you. As I invite the Chairman Foundation Body, Shwenkuru William Mukira,
great dear people present here. I want to thank God. I don't want to talk more. I want to thank God heartily and deeply we have witnessed a lot of congregations, Barbaro congregation, marriage congregations, baptism, and all those. But I want to thank God for only one thing, this congregation here. The congregation that has to pass some students to go and teach others. Jesus talked about the sower who sowed the seeds. I am glad I have sowed the seeds. Some might not be fruitful, but some I believe will be very good. I want to happily welcome you all. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see now I am trembling a bit, but I usually be strong as a eucalyptus tree. But now I am dwindling, and I wish you, if God wishes, to extend your stay up to 90. I am 93 now. But if God can extend you to 90, then you will see and know how Mukaira has been at this time. I welcome you all. I want to thank Dr. Garge again. He's my dear fellow, my dearest. I wouldn't have been able to put all these words. You have heard what they have talked about him, what he has contributed, and not only here. Yogut Chihi is in Chihi, is in Kabale, is now in Buheshu, is everywhere like a wind. I thank him very much. And before God, at one time God will call him, but I want him also to plant more and more seeds so that we shall remember him by what he has planted. I want to thank all the students that have come. We have about 1,000 students here. We are saying they are saying 400, but up there they are about 300. So on this hill we have about 1,000 students. So I am very happy to have all these fellows not have come to attend the ceremony, marriage ceremony, not have come to marry Mukaira, but to be with him. To be with him, share with him, be thankful to him, God with him. I thank you very much, and I wish you very well when time comes to an end. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Applause. This has not been an easy way to come to this gathering. You can see it's an aggregate of effort, and it is worth celebrating that the seed did not just go like that, but we are here now producing the fruits. Allow me before, as a sign of welcome to our Chancellor, to welcome the traditional group. students who are entertaining us in the culture group. I would like now to invite our Chancellor to give us his remarks.
Members of Parliament present here with us. I've seen my friend Chris Shoyemerera Kuntere Munga. Honorable Karoro had already introduced herself. The Executive Director, National Council for Higher Education, Executive Director, Uganda Business Technical Education Board, the Chairman and members, Board of Trustees, Chairman of Council and Council members, members of Senate and Academic Fraternity, members of the founding body, led by Mzee. It has been recommended that you call Mzee Mukeira doctor, but that is somebody's responsibility, so we'll leave it to Honorable Karoro to make sure that happens before the next graduation. Not necessarily by Valley University. Mzee Mukeira is a national figure, could be honored by any university in this country, and he would have deserved it. Resident District Commissioner, district chairpersons present and local leaders, Chief Administrative Officer, District Education Officer, heads of schools and institutions, religious leaders, members of university community, graduates, parents and guardians, the guild president and the entire student body, members of the press, all of you distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome all of you distinguished ladies and gentlemen for putting time aside to be with us here today. We have all come today to bear witness to yet another great day of Valley University of Science and Technology. And most importantly, our children, who in a very short time will be pronounced graduates. It is my pleasure to preside over this second graduation ceremony of Valley University of Science and Technology. This marks yet another major milestone in the history of this university, especially in its formative stages. I thank God for bringing us this far. Both as Valley University of Science and Technology and Uganda, the nation at large. It has been by God's grace that we have passed through the recent pandemic of COVID-19, albeit with a lot of challenges. I wish to commend the University Council for the concerted efforts exhibited in steering and managing the affairs of the university in the face of severe financial challenges. The good and harmonious governance practiced by the Council, the Vice Chancellor and management has enabled the university grow from scratch to what we see today, which is commendable. I'm aware that Valley University of Science and Technology has a fairly young academic staff. But I'm also glad that some friends of this university have sacrificed their time and agreed to come and be part of our staff. Namely, Professor Kabwejere, Professor Bantu, Professor Karoro. We really hope that many others will come and help in continuing to shape the direction of our university. These professors I've mentioned are working. They used to call it what? Abachiston Muchetachi Captain Niba Ferreira. They really are not supporting out of financial rewards. So thank you again, the academic staff. You may be young staff, but we're already seeing your results, some of us who are in the practical world of farming. I've met several ex-students of Valley University in the field. And I'm very proud, Mzee Mukeira, of what I see when I meet them. Because I can't recognize them, the young people. I didn't probably saw their faces when we were awarding them degrees and certificates. But of course, because of my age, they remember me. And you ask, where did you go to school? Mzee, you should know me. I was at Valley University. I met two so far, who one of them I recommended to his bosses that if it was possible, they should skip one grade and promote him to a higher grade. And fortunately that happened. So I wish to encourage you graduates who are becoming graduates to emulate the example of those two that I've just mentioned. I would like to applaud the students for upholding a very high degree of discipline. I urge you to continue to work together in the spirit of friendship. All these pay at the end of the day, and you are the beneficiaries in the world of work. I thank the greater Abushenyi community and neighboring districts for supporting the university in many aspects. Thank you very much. Allow me also to take this opportunity to congratulate our graduates who have worked hard to ensure that they complete their academic programs successfully amidst COVID-19 challenges. Certainly your hard work, determination and prayers have finally borne fruit. We sincerely thank the parents, guardians and sponsors for choosing to bring youth, children to Valley University of Science and Technology. But above all, for the immense support to the graduates to pursue their studies to completion. You graduates have indeed shown unprecedented resilience during the pandemic period. I also want to thank all of you present for gracing this occasion. May the Lord be praised for this. Today, a total of 148 graduates will be conferred degrees and awarded diplomas and certificates in different disciplines. These have been well molded. Not only to fit in the labor market locally and globally, but also to be entrepreneurs of the future and managers to move this nation's economy forward. I challenge you graduates not to lay back. You have been appropriately groomed to give positive contributions in nation building of our motherland. Today is a testimony of your hard work and the fulfillment of the mandate of Valley University of Science and Technology. In the last 6 years, when the university started, many of you here know it was not easy. I would like to take this opportunity once again to add my voice to those who have thanked my uncle, Mzee Mukaira, for the sacrifice and the vision that you had when you initiated the idea of starting this university. Can we please all of us give a clap to Mzee Mukaira? I use the word sacrifice because Valley University is not on the sources of revenue for Mukaira Foundation or Mukaira himself, the individual. It is an expenditure account. Those of you who are studying business, it's not an income account. So Mzee, thank you very much. Those who have started universities, we have a great university next door, the Kampala International University. If Basajja Baraba was present, he would tell you that probably he's still putting in money rather than getting anything out of it. It is serious sacrifice. I would also like to thank Basajja Baraba and his people at Kampala International University for being the pioneers in Bushenyi, for thinking that a university could thrive in this place. Now, mwebaze munonga mutero mungalo. The pandemic could easily have got this university extinguished. But through your prayers, hard work, and resilience, we're here today celebrating with the graduates on the success they have achieved, regardless of what they have gone through to get this far. Can you please clap for the graduates who could have dropped out like many have done in other places? You didn't drop out because you had confidence that whatever happened, Valley University was here for good. And I would like to request all of us here to behave like alumni of Valley University of Science and Technology and support it. We have, the Vice Chancellor has requested the graduates when they leave become good alumni and continue supporting this university. But I'm also adding my voice and requesting all of us to behave like alumni and actually be part of Valley University. In these numbers, if we contributed a little each, this university would certainly go to greater heights. I believe with your support, every other graduation ceremony will see more and more students being graduated. As Valley University of Science and Technology, there is a need to expand on our programs targeting science and technology. All efforts should be directed to innovations that address challenges that the ordinary person, an ordinary farmer in the village, faces. If we can get innovations and solutions to farmers' issues like learning how to train farmers, students, to make manure from whatever is around them, i.e. organic manure. Here as a university doing some research on things like drugs for animals, which now drug resistance in our country has afflicted many farmers. Some of you who are in dairy will testify that has been very, very hard in the last 3 years, because the drugs that we're importing perhaps have not researched to find the types of ticks that are prevalent in our communities at the moment. That I think can be started to become the pioneers in that kind of field, to be really relevant to the economy. Our economy is mainly agriculture based. To you well-wishers, Valley University of Science and Technology is focusing on ensuring that students get a holistic education. Agribusiness students in particular will learn from within the communities, providing the necessary support to farmers as a way of enhancing productivity. Similarly with the ICT and others, the knowledge and skill acquired should provide practical solutions to ICT-related problems amidst us. This approach will help our lecturers to incorporate a holistic perspective in early learning by supporting the entire being of our students. Needless to say, the holistic education knows learning as intertwined and interconnected. To management, therefore, there is need to establish, in my view, an office of career services for mentoring our students to attain other skills. We may call them soft skills, and the proper academic guidance to address the rampant unemployment rates among graduates. I would like to encourage our graduates who have become graduates today to leave this occasion not thinking about where you are going to get a job, but taxing your mind to see what job or jobs you are going to create.
it is within your capacity, if you think hard enough, to create not only a job for yourself, but jobs. You can sit down with some people in business. I've talked to some of you. I hear the cry being the same, that I would want to do business, but I lack capital. That has become a cliche. Because you lack it, yes, you don't have it. We understand. Your father doesn't have it. So what happens? I think your definition of capital is very limited. I would like to give you advice on what capital is. 90% of the capital you are talking about is already with you by grace of God. You have added nothing to achieve that 90%. The rain that irrigates our crops is God's given. Fertile soils are all God's given. The good brain that has helped you pass your exams is God given. The hands, the eyes. The 10% that is lacking can be acquired incrementally. Yes, 10,000 shillings can be money to start a business. 10,000 shillings only. But of course 100,000 would be better than 10,000. A million would be better than 100. So what I'm trying to say, do not minimize the little money you may have. If you apply your brain correctly, it will generate something out of the 10,000 to become 100 and 100,000 to become a million. But perhaps one of these days, we should start the alumni principle that the Vice Chancellor had mentioned. Alumni should institutionalize themselves to put certain days where we bring people of certain experiences to talk to us and give us courage and confidence that yes, we can. My sister, Honorable Karora, said that we have an enabling environment. And generally speaking, it is true. But even those things that are missing out of that enabling environment can be added by ourselves. Let's stop this blame game. I have graduated at first, probably I wasted my 3 years, because if I had started looking for a job earlier. Thank you very much, Chairman, Council, for that wise counsel given to graduates. There is nothing more important than education. But the definition of education has again been narrowed. You are living today with probably a good university degree or diploma or certificate, but that's not the end of your education. Continue educating yourselves formally by adding other qualifications, formal qualifications, but equally important, continue being educated on a daily basis through what we call, we and some friends of mine call it School of Hard Knocks. You learn something new every day. That is education. Don't think that education means only the certificate you have got. What today will teach you, if you are brilliant and clever, is that you know very little. To teach you that you need to learn more. And if you understand that, you will know that success is meant for you. When you have a challenge and you fall down, please hold on something and come up. If you don't learn anything out of a challenge, then you're a bad student. I believe all of us have learned something out of COVID. It has been very devastating, but probably has taught us that spending everything we have as if all days will be Sunday is a wrong idea. We must have some savings, either in terms of a granary or some money in the bank, because you could take two years like we did without a job, without income. But you must survive. So COVID was bad, yes, but what have we learned out of it? As I said, do not forget to continue pursuing continuing education, both formal through postgraduate, masters, PhD and others, and non-formal. Learn what you can from your elders. They have a lot to offer that they may not have acquired through school. And always be humble. When you swag around because today you have made some money, you're driving a car, and you look down at those fellows who may not even have a bicycle and they are walking, you have forgotten that that car actually was not your wisdom. It's that God helped you, gave you this car for use on behalf of others. So if you could, if you have a car and there is a neighbor who has a sick child, please, you are not giving them, you are not doing them a favor, you are doing a duty to God who gave you that car. Because it's not because you are more brilliant than others. Try and touch somebody else's life, like Mzee Mkira has done. I wish you happy celebrations this day. Congratulations to everybody, and thank you very much for coming. For God and my country. You have already been told my name is James Msingz Garuga. I come from Kanungu district. I'm a Mchiga by tribe. Thank you.
A hand clap would be good and befitting. Yes. Thank you, thanks, especially right at that moment. I think you are doing a good job. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to request you to give a big hand of applause to our Chancellor for the words well deliberated, and I believe that those ears that were listening to what was said could have at least borrowed a lot. Allow me to recognize the presence of Captain Biaruhanga. Please, will you stand up for recognition and wave to the congregation? He's working with the Chancellor, and I think he's also a Namara, Archdeacon Greater Bushenyi. Recognize Council Stella Ayebazibwe, who is seated right there. Please, may you stand up for recognition. Honorable Winnie Chiza, we cannot keep you seated, but we want to see you again and wave to us. Thank you very much for traveling all the way to be with us. We are moving closer to academic presentation of the graduates. Probably before we go there, allow me to recognize Madame Kabeizi Doreen, who is coming closer to me. That most of the graduates you're seeing here, some come from Valley College, and therefore we could have so many other vacancies from senior 1 up to senior 6. Allow me say that. Recognize once again the presence of retired Right Reverend Bishop Magambo William. For those who are not present when he was leading a prayer, I would request, Bishop, that you stand up for recognition. Seated with us, thank you very much for honoring this occasion. That we work together here for this kind of noble cause. Without them, it would be very hard to achieve this milestone. And I believe more are also doing the other organization work, because these are not the only members. Thank you for honoring this occasion. Manjire, Chairperson. Thank you very much for the work you're doing. Mr. Robert Kortaro. Thank you very much. Bishop William Magambo, Council Member. Dr. Edward Kanyesije, Council Member. Her Excellency, Professor Joyce K. Chikafunda, in her absentia, we recognize her. Honorable Winnie Chiza, Council Member. Council Marvin Variaroha, Council Member, in his absentia, we recognize him. Council William Muhanguzi, Council Member. Dr. Enoske Rwashema, Vice Chancellor. Council Stella Ayebazibwe, Staff Representative. Mr. Deniano Natkunda, Student Representative. You are most welcome. I also want to recognize the member of Igara West, Honorable Mbwate Kamwa. That you are right here with us. Thank you for gracing this occasion. You can also give him another hand of applause. Yes, you are most welcome. Lastly, I also want to recognize the presence of our Honorable Woman MP, Bushenyi District, Annette Mojisha. Please. Yes, thank you for being with us. Deans to come forward for this activity of presentation of graduates for the different faculties. We have the Faculty of Education, Faculty of Business Management Science, Faculty of Science, Innovation and Technology. Please, it is your time to come to present these graduates to the Chancellor. I thank you. DJ, you can give us a good music interlude as they make their way.
Thank you once again. And by the names of Judith Karikona, Faculty of Science, Technology and Innovations. Mr. Chancellor, sir, in the names of the Faculty of Science, Technology and Innovations, and the authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you the following persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy in character and learning to be conferred Bachelor of Agribusiness and Road Development of Valley University of Science and Technology. Agaba Anthony, Kawakwa David, Koshaba Ignatius, Kweyamba Leonard, Musingus James Michael, Glorious, Tujahebwa Innocent, Tujasimbra Modern.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I confer the degree Bachelor of Agribusiness Management and Rural Development of Valley University of Science and Technology upon all those persons whose names have been read.
Go back and sit. Go back.
Faculty of Science, Technology and Innovations, and by authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you the following persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy in character and in learning to be conferred Bachelors of Science in Information Technology of Valley University of Science and Technology. Atuhwera Evelyn, Bukenya Silvano, and Tuinomujuni Nicholas.
As vested in me, I confer the degree of Bachelor of Science in Information Technology of Valley University of Science and Technology upon all those persons whose names have been read.
Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Science, Technology and Innovations, and by authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you the following persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be awarded diplomas in information technology. Aichiriza Maureen, Aryamanya Rauben, Asimwe Miria Grace, Atkwase Dorothy, Kachivuna Inid, Kamsime Gideon, Kansime Abat, Mohandeo Gracious, Mohereza Brian, Mwesikwa Onesimus, and Triatunga John Vine.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I award the Diploma in Information Technology of Valley University of Science and Technology upon all those persons whose names have been read.
Thank you. Mr. Chancellor, sir, and by authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you the following persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy both in character and learning to be awarded diplomas in agribusiness management and road development of Valley University of Science and Technology. Aichiza Ambrose, Bira Sestin Patak, Komjisha Nusura, Koshaba Peters, Mbabas Kenneth, Muhindo Geoffrey, Muwezi Ronald, Musimenta Landas, Nankunda Sevia, Natuma Philip, Tugume Alan, Tugume Andrew, and Wamanya Edward.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I award the diploma in agribusiness management and rural development of Valley University of Science and Technology upon all those persons whose names have been read.
Thank you. Mr. Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Science, Technology and Innovations and the authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you the following persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be awarded certificates in agribusiness management and road development of Valley University of Science and Technology. Agumenito James, Angunda Sylvia, Goi Joseph, Mumbere Robert, and Ninsima Judith.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I award the certificate in agribusiness management and rural development of Valley University of Science and Technology upon all those persons whose names have been read.
We now receive the Dean, Faculty of Business and Management Science.
My name is Dr. Innocent Muramuzi. I'm the Dean, Faculty of Business and Management Science. Thank you. Mr. Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Business and Management Science, and by authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you the following persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy in character and in learning to be conferred Bachelor of Business Administration of Valley University of Science and Technology. Thank you. They are Ambom Shahans, Alinitwe Barnabas, Echasimene Elizabeth, Kabanyomoza Janet, Kemikago Editor, Natkunda Caroline, Natkunda Immaculate, na Tulinda Hamlet, na Yevare Glorious, Nshemerirwe Sandra, Nsimenta Allen, Nuwagawa Evas, Nuwagawa Eve, Sediara Ronald, Tatuangele Masi, Tukamhebwa Brenda, Tumuhise Easter, Tulyasingura Samuel. Mr. Chancellor, sir.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I confer the degree of Business Administration of Valley University of Science and Technology upon all those persons whose names have been read.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Business and Management Science and by the authority of Senate, I have the honor to present you the following persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy in character and in learning to be conferred Bachelor of Office Management and Secretarial Studies of Valley University of Science and Technology. Mr. Chancellor, sir, Auma Teddy, Bira Brenda, Nuwahereza Brighton.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I confer the degree of Bachelor of Office Management and Secretarial Studies of Valley University of Science and Technology upon all those persons whose names have been read.
All I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. We are chosen,
Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Business and Management Science and by authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you the following persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be awarded diploma in Business Administration of Valley University of Science and Technology. I never was Fiona, Atulinda Judith, Gumisiriza Kenneth, Kanyesije Rogers, Kaseravo Gervasio, Chumkama Dina Gloria, Musimenda Shakira, Namara Sara, Ninsima Daphne, Tusime Olivia. Mr. Chancellor, sir.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I award the diploma in Business Administration of Valley University of Science and Technology upon all those persons whose names have been
all I require for life, God has given me, for I know who I am. I know who God says I am, what He says I am, where He says I'm at. I know who I am, I know who God says I am, what He says I am, where He says I'm at. I know who I am.
Faculty of Education. And Mr. Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Education and by authority of Senate, I have the honor present to you the foreign persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy in character and in learning to be conferred Bachelor of Arts in Education of Bari University of Science and Technology. Amutwire Jonas, Atwire Genena, Bakamrera Stella, Baluku Matison, Freedom Rita, Muhimbura Benon, Nachiberu Nowerina, Awernawe Crescent, Tugabirwe Hope, Tiagmanawe Danner, Tosime Mores, Mr. Chancellor Sir.
Of the powers vested in me, I confer the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Education of Valley University of Science and Technology upon all those persons whose names have been read.
In the name of the Faculty of Education and by a sort of Senate, I have the honor to present you the foreign persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy in character and in learning to be conferred Bachelor of Education Secondary of Bari University of Science and Technology. Himsamukama Onesimus. Mr. Chancellor, sir.
Powers vested in me, I confer the degree of Bachelor of Education, Secondary, Bari University of Science and Technology, upon all those persons whose names have been read.
Of Education and by a sort of Senate, I have the honor to present to you the following persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be conferred Bachelor of Education Primary of Bari University of Science and Technology. Abao Frank, Ayaba Innocent, Baluku Amon Muke, Friday Lawrence, Chichoncho Jennifer, Chorimba Press, Bagaya Francis, Asluhauga, Muhindo David, Muhindo Francis, Muhindo Josephat, Musimbuzi Hori Innocent, Mutabazi Swaibu, Chibei Gerard, Tumuhimbse Elias, Sina Mukama Christopher, Twesime Tahanda Joffrey, Pinomucha Kawega Felix, and Tuanjirwe Generals, Mr. Councilor Sir.
The powers vested in me, I confer the degree of Bachelor of Education Primary of Bari University of Science and Technology upon all those persons whose names
Mr. Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Education and by authority of Senate, I have the honor to present you the following persons for sufficient cause who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, be awarded diplomas in primary education of Valley University of Science and Technology. I am Silva Prema, Adito Robert, Asime Barbara, Atumize Keti, Atukwasa Daphne, Atwine Julian, Ayabazuke Helenus, Ayabazuke Rosette, Ene Kananga, Baluku Moses, Begumisa Alex, Binobucha Barnabas, Pia Sarah, Rio Maisho Nelson, Yamanyoa Didas, Kumanaye Immaculate, Kakuru William, Chohirwe Maureen, Chokunda Eunice, Chomuksha Nice, Masereka M. Charles, Masika Daudeta, Matembere Fred, Umire Maureen, Mukume Elliot Nguma, Mujeni Innocent, Gereza Nelson, Mushadire Julius, Mwero Gertrude, Mwesigwa Joram, Natkunda Agustino, Natweta Godfrey, Nkarakuka Edmond, Kwasiwe Robina, Nwamanya Alfred, Ruhunje Bernard, Sanyu Agnes, Tindumwebwa Didas, Tumugwene Makirin, Tumukunde Epafra, Sachans Rasa.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I award the diploma in primary education of Valley University of Science and Technology upon all those persons whose names have been read. Wow!
Thank you. It is worth a jubilation, I know. Thank you for congratulating those persons you have really made a sacrifice for. In the interest of time, allow me invite the academic registrar to do an important duty.
Registrar is by name, and by the grace of God, I'm the academic registrar. I have the honor, Mr. Chancellor Sir, members of Senate, members of Council, all invited guests, parents and guardians. I have a simple role to perform here, to bring to our attention the best performing students, both at degree level and diploma level. Mr. Chancellor Sir, Abaho Frank, Bachelor of Education Primary, has a CGPA of 4.49, that's her first class. Atwere Evelyn, graduates, as I read your name, please you come in front. Atwere Evelyn, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, has a CGPA of 4.55. Tatwangire Masi, Bachelor of Business Administration with a CGPA of 4.63. Tulia Singula Samuel, Bachelor of Business Administration with a CGPA of 4.61. And finally, Tindimwewa Didas, Diploma Primary Education with a CGPA of 4.57. Mr. Chancellor, sir, among those graduates or graduates as I speak now, that's the joy of getting a first class. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I'm glad to note that among those students, Tatwangire Masi is one of the students you've been sponsoring. We are very grateful to that. And so we definitely know that when a student has the tuition well paid, sits down and concentrates and gets a first class. I'm glad to present to you those students for recognition, sir.
You all come, I'll just shake your hands. Congratulations. Keep it up. Congratulations. You cannot stop at first class, you must add other degrees. Congratulations.
To the end of our function, the only duty I have to perform is to invite the Chancellor to dissolve this congregation. But before that, I want to inform you that all the invited guests, after this, we shall remain behind the floor.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I hereby declare this assembly dissolved.
Thank you very much. The culture group.
Parents are now taking photographs with all your graduates. And I must tell you that our function was broadcast live by Menace Radio, and those who are probably watching on various platforms, we must also say thank you very much for being there and partnering with us. Those who have been there and been part of us. All the parents, thank you very much for the support. The University Guild, thank you for the